Hello and welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada. You're joining me on my homesteading series. As you can see, it's another day. Yesterday we plowed out this field and talked about what we were going to put into it. I had a comment from William saying he thinks that we should do grass. And I must say I do agree. Grass I think would be the easiest thing to do. And also the most beneficial for us. There's also been a couple of new things. If we open up our map here, you can see we have a new tab. Precision farming. I decided to go ahead and activate it on this field. I have not bought the field info for this, so I'm not sure exactly why it's coming up with the things here. I really don't know. But if we do click on this, apparently our suspected yield it's all low. So that's good. We can purchase the soil samples for $700, which isn't bad. It really isn't bad. So we'll probably be doing that at some point. The only other thing I want to do before that, before winter actually hits, as you can see, we are now in October. Before winter hits, I would like to create a new field over here. Maybe even two of them. Maybe a longer one right here beside field 12 and then a square field down at the end. I'm going to do that off camera just because plowing takes a little while. And I'll do that in between this episode and the next. But for today, we want to get into grass. So I'm not going to seed grass into that field today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a contract. Yes, I know, a little weird. I'm not normally the one for doing contracts. But you see, if we want to do grass, we should learn on how to do it on someone else's dime. Even more so if they can pay us. So if we scroll down to the contracting menu, there's a contract to Bale Field 3, dry it with a tedder, bale it to make hay, and take it to the Johnson's Farmers Market. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to borrow the items for that contract. No space for contract vehicles. Please move your equipment away. Oh, wonderful. So let's hop in the tractor and run down to the store to see if there's anything that we could get them to move to say, hey, we need more space. So if you have not seen the first two episodes, I would highly suggest going back and watching that because it kind of sets up a bit more of the storyline and the overall arc to this playthrough. But if you have, you probably noticed the shop look kind of barren. Now, we're supposed to have rain in the forecast and we're supposed to be doing hay. That's not good. So the shop looked kind of barren. Well, I decided to make it look a little more lived in. I've watched Scruff and Mighty Mike. They seem to populate the store. And I actually really like that feeling, so I did the same. Yeah. So, as you can see, there's some things off in the distance. And they're also now an authorized John Deere dealer. They've got quite a few goodies. So if we just pull in here. And they even have parking spaces now. Yeah, they've got quite a few goodies. Some things that we'd probably never be able to get. We've got a nice combine here, a John Deere tractor with a front loader. Smaller case tractor. I think that's an Optimum. Luxem, even smaller. And they've got some of the smaller household stuff right in here. This is a nice looking baler. That's a nice baler. Very nice baler. We've got some smaller things here for hay as well. To be fair, we could actually almost do this contract ourselves and just lease the equipment off of the store, but that would probably be more expensive than what the actual contract does itself. Got a nice little Kubota skid steer. Nice winter package set up on this John Deere here. Nice big blade on the front and a blower on the back. That'd be nice to have around the farm. But that's still too big for us. Got a Massey 47? Yeah, 4710. It's a nice little tractor. And a Kubota 6M with a front loader and a rear weight, I think. Walk underneath the bucket. That's not very smart, but that's what we did. I also got a bunch of signs peppered out here with all the companies that they work with. Challenger, Fendt, JBC, John Deere, Massey, New Holland, and Pioneer. Nice. They've got a forage pickup wagon back here. Oh, look, grain cart. Oh, nice John Deere baler. An old beat up Massey Ferguson. That's probably just here for service. Car lifter. Yeah, they got lots of goodies. Another front loader. That's probably for the tractor out front with the winter equipment. Yeah, they've got quite a few things going on here. Alright, so I'm not sure what all needs to be moved. Let me go in. We'll probably have to move that baler, maybe even the tedder, and that tractor, I'm assuming. So let's see if that's alright if they move that. Alright, let's see if that's enough room now for the contract. Okay, contract. We get a Kubota tractor, front mower, rear mower, tedder, windrower, baler, 2 bale forks. Like the ones that go on the front and the back of the tractor. Let's borrow items. No space for vehicles. Well, I mean, they spawn right here. So let me see if I can figure this out. I'll even move my tractor out of the way to see if that that works better too. We've moved windrower, the tedder. We've moved everything. Let's see if this works. Borrow. Still no space. Okay, well, that's not great. Yeah. That's not great at all. Well, let's just accept the contract. Let's just accept the contract. So we have the contract. Now we need to buy a mower. Because there is a tedder and windrower here, and I'm sure they would let us use this baler. I hope. We will have to pick all the bales up by hand and load it onto a trailer. But it's just is what it is, I guess. So let's see what kind of mowers we have that our tractor can actually run. That's a front mower, so that's out of it. That's 85 horsepower. That's 80 horsepower. We've got this guy here, which is 2.4 meters, 25 horsepower. That's a good contender. That's 100 horsepower. Oh, it's 2.1 meters. That only needs 2 horsepower. Yeah, so it looks like we are stuck with this guy for 2,500 bucks. That'll damn near make us go broke. But not sure what that does. Oh, it changes that. That's fine. 2,500 bucks. We'll buy that. See, that worked. And that's where it spawned. So I figured moving this stuff would have made it so it'd be fine. But that doesn't bode super well for contracts in the future on where things can go. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, well, I told the dealership I'd put everything back, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hook up to this, get everything back to the way it pretty much was. So the dealership, you know, still likes me. I do not want to burn that bridge. That's the last thing that I want to do. So once that is done, and once we get up to the field, I'll see you then. It's going to take a little while to drive up to the field. Okay, and this is the field that we need to mow. We've got the sickle bar unfolded. I've checked it, I've greased it, I've done all the things that you're supposed to do. Let's see if it'll turn on. Nice. Everything seems to be working. Let's lower it. It's looking all right, and we are cutting. Look at that. We're running along really quick too, which is nice to see. And we do have to watch out for this sign here, so we'll just do a little... Oh, I hit it anyways. Come on. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting it done. I'm really hoping this is gonna work. Because if we have to go back to the trailed one, then we're losing some money on this mower here. It looks like the farm that used to be here was condemned and torn down. By the looks of it. It definitely looks like it used to be a farm at some point. I guess they just lost their money and folded. That's normally the issue with some of the smaller farms, is they can't compete with some of the larger ones. Especially if they're doing the large farm practices. Running like commercial crops and stuff like that. For us, we pretty much got to sell directly to consumer to make any sort of money on our homestead here. But so far, so good. I don't want to miss anything, so we are going to back up, and I'm going to do a couple headlands here just to make sure that we get everything that we can off this field. And yeah, then we're going to have to go back and get the tedder. Maybe I'll ask the dealership if they can help us out, because it is kind of their fault for not having enough room for the contract. See if they can help us out at some point throughout this mow or cut. Not sure what they'll be able to provide and or do for us, but it's worth a shot. Maybe a loader for the bales or a bigger windrow. I do have to pay the shop for use of the tedder and the baler, but they said that we can pay them after the fact, depending on the amount of hours and the amount of wear and tear that we do. It's not a very large field, so I'm hoping they're not going to charge us that much, considering the contract itself was only going to be like $700 off the profit. It really shouldn't be too much, especially since the equipment that they'll be providing us is smaller than what the contract would have given us. Yeah. The contract would have given us a front mower about the size of the rear mower, a tractor with a front 3-point link, rear 3-point link with a side disc bind by the looks of it, a decent sized baler, decent sized tedder, a decent sized rake, and yeah, and be able to transport 4 grass bales or hay bales at a time on the front and rear 3-point grab. Now, personally, I don't really like those, but yeah, I'm hoping the dealership comes good for some of those things. Because yeah, it wouldn't be feasible otherwise. But this is bigger than the field that we have. If we do look at the menu here quick, as you can see, our field is 0.37 hectares. If we look here, this is 6.5 hectares. So it's over double the size of what we've got. So realistically, if it's a pain to do it with the equipment or this mower, it's going to be half this size. So it's going to take half the time, and it's also a lot nicer of a shape than this weird triangular bit. So to do this on our own farm, our own homestead, it would definitely be a lot better. At least that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Alright. There's 2 headlands done. Well, that's not too bad. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Alright, well, I'm going to plug away at this. And I am trying to make these episodes a little bit shorter than some of my others, where they go to the 45, 50-minute range. I'm trying to keep these around a half hour, so I'm going to have to cut out most of this work. Just so you know, I am still here doing it. But you'll probably see me once this field is almost done. Hope that's okay with you. Because if I had to sit here and talk until this field is done, I'd probably be blue in the face. Alright, I'll see you then. And here we are. The final strip. This mower actually worked pretty good. That wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be worse. So I was pleasantly surprised. The only thing... Actually, I'm going to open this back up. I'm going to see if I can do a strip around the outside of the headland, just to see if I can get a little bit more grass. I know I'm getting a little greedy here, but if I can cut a little bit more of the map grass and get a little bit more yield, it means I might make a little bit of extra money. And extra money, I'm not going to sneeze at. I don't think anyone would. Everyone likes a little bit of extra money. No one says no to extra money. And if you do, well, there's probably a good reason for saying no to extra money. But I'm not going to judge you if you do say no to extra money, because I don't know your situation or the circumstances. But this is working pretty good. We're getting an extra pass here, which realistically isn't going to be a whole lot of grass. But it's better than nothing, you know? Perfect. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. We'll fold you up. And now it's time to make the long drive. Well, we gotta make a stop off at our homestead to drop off our mower because we own this now. So even if we don't make any extra money off of the contract, at least the contract funded our own sickle bar mower. So that'll be alright. At least we have an ability to cut our own grass and make our own hay in the future. So it's definitely a good step for the homestead. And yeah, so I guess, to be honest with you, it's a good thing that the contract didn't let us borrow equipment, because we wouldn't have bought this right now. Now, to be fair, we would have made decent money and we could have bought this anyways, but just let me have my moment, would you? So let me go drop this off at our farm. We'll dump it in a shed, and I'll see you back down at the shop. They said that we could use this tedder, windrower, and baler. Now, I'm hoping our tractor has enough power to run both these. I'm pretty sure we've got enough power to run this rake and the tedder. I'm just not sure about this baler. I really don't know. We can try it. But my fingers are crossed that we will actually have the horsepower required for it. I'm going to be faithful that we've got the power for it. We don't have a plug for that. But we can pick it up. Our front tires aren't off the ground. Let's make sure this thing will unfold. Spins around. Drops down. Turns on. Yep. Looks to be alright. Nice. I do like how the actual arms on this folds in to try to, you know, make it a little narrower. Around us, not that big of a deal, but I know in some areas that would be a definite selling feature for some people. Thankfully, we're in Canada and they just say, yeah, feel free, use it. Pay us when you're done. We'll see if you cause any damage to it. And at that time, that's when we'll come after you for some money. They knew that we were helping out another local farmer, and they know that it's our first time doing it, so they are a little lenient on just letting us take equipment, but they figured, hey, he's trying, so why hold him back? So we really do appreciate that. We are 20% done through the contract already. Okay, well, I'm going to take the long drive back up to the field that we are working on. We're at 2.2 hours on this tractor already, and most of it is travel time. Yeah, most of it's travel time. So, hopefully our resale value on this tractor, if we ever do say it's all highway. It's all highway miles. Never beat, never abused, never ridden hard and put away wet. It was our commuter tractor. That's what it was. Oh boy. Okay. So, we are here. We'll get the tether drop down. Hopefully it'll track pretty good behind us. Let's fire it up. Get some PTO power there. Spinning nice. Let's see how well this works. Oh yeah. Look at that. We are spreading it out. Hopefully it's not going onto the road. Doesn't look like it. Good. It means we should be able to come back here with a windrower and pick it all up. Get it mostly back onto the field. Doesn't move quite as fast as the oh, watch out for this telephone pole. Yep, that didn't work. Doesn't move quite as fast as the mower did. That's to be expected. The sickle bar mower runs at a pretty good rate. How far out can we come? Oh, all the way. It let us go all the way. Look at that. How about going this direction? Will it let us go all the way? It does. Touch that tree a little bit. Not bad. How about running up this field here? Just gonna have to run a little bit closer here, but that's alright. Hopefully our rake can get that close to the sunflowers without actually having to drive into said sunflowers. Fingers crossed. I know we are kind of being a little ballsy getting this close to the neighbor's crop anyways, but yeah, we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, well, we probably will never be in this field again, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it'll matter for him, considering we are knocking over a bunch of sunflower heads, throwing the seeds out, making those plants pretty well useless. Now, I do kind of wish that Seasons, or the base game of Farm Sim, would actually have the hay drying mechanic like Seasons and FS19 did, which pretty much renders tethers useless, which I didn't really like in FS19, that you didn't even really need to buy a tether. I wish they made it so tethers would definitely speed up the process, but you didn't have to ted something if you didn't want to. I also really liked how if you let it sit out too long, you would start losing hay, which, to be honest, the mass normally stays the same. Like you will, especially if it gets wet, it will get a little heavier, but it loses its nutritional value if it gets rained on and the outside of the bale's no longer good to really eat, and the cows or horses won't normally eat it. So I do understand the reasoning. It's not perfect, but it's better than the alternative of you can leave grass bales out over the course of the winter for 4 or 5 years and it still be just as good as the day you baled it. Right? So, give and take, I guess. Definitely give and take. You can't win them all. But I would really like to see something implemented along those lines for FS22. Or even if a mod comes out that can do it. That would be nice. But this is going pretty good. I am pretty pleased by this. It's definitely a decent sized tedder. I think it's pretty much as big as we can go for this tractor. We could probably get like a little hay bob, just the 2 rakes, but that would really make things take a very long time. Having the 4 is definitely nice. I do like it. It is kind of new. I wouldn't mind having an older style for a little bit cheaper on our own farm. If we can find something that does that, that'd be alright. But for right now, our tractor isn't struggling with it. And it's doing a pretty good job. The working width is decent. By all means, it's bigger than our mower. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Might be something that we look to purchase for our farm in the future. We've got the mower, which is one step down for the grass. I mean, we could probably plant it. We are running low on time, considering it is October. I don't think you can really plant grass in November. October is technically the best time to really be seeding it. You want it in the spring or the fall because of the heat. Grass seed does not like heat. And I don't think we have alfalfa to make proper hay. So it is what it is. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is, you know? Well, I'm going to keep plucking away on this. The long rows are definitely nice, but that triangle can be a bit of a pain in the rear end. So I'm going to do that bit off camera. I'll probably see you once we get back here with the rake. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed that the rake works. So far. Well, I'm back down at the shop. Good news, bad news. I'll start with the bad news first, because there's a fair bit of it. This thing absolutely is appalling. I don't like it. Not at all. So much so that I'm deciding I'm just going to go out and buy my own rake. This says that it's 3 meters. It's actually like 2. The actual working width is pretty much just where the wheels are, which is very, very small. Yeah, very small. So I've made one heck of a mess of that field. So I'm just going to go buy my own windrower. This one's pretty nice. It's 4.7 meters, 35 horsepower. It's over 8,000 pounds, or $8,000, sorry. We're not going to get that. That's too rich for our blood. But what we are going to get is this bad boy right here. We're going to stick with the old one. Attacher, toolbar, standard. We're just going to do standard. We'll do a rear hitch in case we ever do buy another one. But for right now, this is going to be fine. This is 3 meters. I know it works. I've used them before. Eventually, we might buy this one here as well, which is just the exact same thing on a different angle, and then buy this toolbar, the double rake. Or even we'll buy 2 of the same and this toolbar, so you can run them. So you've got a 6 meter working width one way, then flip around at the end and do another 6 meter path coming back, so you've got a 12 meter windrow, which is just massive. Way too big for us, but this is our new rake. We have $945 left. We are bleeding money in today's episode. Absolutely bleeding money. Yeah, this whole idea of doing a contract to get paid is looking a little less favorable, but hopefully the contract will pay off for itself. I think the contract itself pays us about, I think it's about 7 grand, maybe almost 8. So I'm thinking it's going to be worth it in the long run. But as you can see, this is just wheel PTO driven. So as the wheels go down on the ground, it spins those little U joints there, which actually spins that. And I'm not sure how you would engage it. I'm assuming you'd probably have to get out and flick a little lever. Maybe that's what those bars there are for at the top. I'm not sure. Probably exactly what those bars are there for. You would think that would probably always be spinning, because there doesn't look to be an actual disconnect from the PTO shaft to the actual reel, sorry. And you would use those bars at the top to drop it down, because it looks like that triangular piece where it connects is on a bit of a pivot, and it would drop the whole yellow piece down from the red piece. But it looks like to me, looks like that frame would do that, I think. But other than that, it's pretty good. We'll head back up to the field and we'll get this done, because this is taking a lot longer than what I was expecting it to take. So I'm going to get this raked up, and then we got to bale it, and then we got to pick up the bales and go and sell them. I don't even know where we got to go sell them, but we'll figure it out. But on the bright side, we will have this piece of equipment. We own it. We bought it. It's ours. So we own a mower, very small mower, and a rake. So we're getting there. We are buying some equipment. It's old and small, but it works with our tractor. And yeah, not bad. As you can see, we're at 2.9 hours now, and most of that was messing around with the rake, which just didn't work. So fingers crossed this one works a lot better. Well, I'm happy to say we got the raking done, finally. Couple different attempts, and we got it done. We also now have this nice fancy rake, which I'm not sure exactly where to put. I think I'm going to put it back over here by the garage that we can't actually use. That is one thing that would really make maps just so much better, and I know it'd be a royal pain in the ass, so I can't really blame map makers for it. But if we could enter every garage, I'm not saying every house, but anything that's a garage that a vehicle's supposed to fit into, those would open. Beautiful. Or at the very least, give us the ability to sell them and get rid of them. And cars, like these placeable cars, let us delete them. Make them unplaceable. Let us delete them. That would make the whole gameplay experience, I know for myself, I know I'm not the general public, but for people like me that want to do couple of things outside of the norm, it would definitely help out a lot. Now I know you can go into like Giants Editor and delete them and everything, but I just really haven't gotten into that. That's something I would have to sit down and learn and watch tutorials on and download the new Giants Editor. I had the Giants Editor for 19 briefly to put a logo on a truck, and even that didn't work out so well. So yeah, there's a couple of different things, but if either let the garages open, even if it's not super detailed on the inside, let the garage door open, or just let us delete them. That's the main thing I would like. Let us delete more, or let us get into them. And realistically, if you let us delete them, we could put down our own sheds and buildings that we wanted to. Like that gazebo, and the 3 plastic chairs, and the little plastic table. I can't delete that. I can't delete the shed at the back that we can't go into. I can't delete the shed over by the greenhouse that we can't go into. There's quite a few things that you just can't delete, and you kind of got to work around. Like the cars, yeah, it kind of works out for an hourly income, saying that there's other people living at the house and they work from home. But I mean, like, they could kind of get in the way sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you've ever tried to do anything outside of the norm, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I would love to, like, start a playthrough of that's my house there and that's the garage I have, and let's see where we can go. We're the same with that one there. We got a little bit of land. Let's plant some potatoes. Let's do some gardening. You know, what else can we do? What else can we expand from? But yeah, it's just not always feasible. So we're gonna go pick up the Massey baler down here, do some conventional small squares. Hopefully this tractor's got enough power to run it. Fingers crossed, everything's all hunky-dory there. We've got some decent sized windrows. Some of them are bigger than others. Hopefully it picks it up just fine. And loading all the bales is going to be something a little different. Hopefully the dealership can help us out. Considering the windrower that they told us we could use didn't work super well. And that they didn't have their shop set up correctly for the ability of a contract to spawn all the stuff. So they might let us use a tractor maybe with a grapple, or who knows, maybe even a bale accumulator and a tractor. Oh, that's not hooking up beautifully. I hope that's gonna work. If not, like, that pickup's gotta go down a long way. Like, further than what I think it's really supposed to. And the PTO runs right through the bar. Yeah. And we don't actually have any hydraulics. That PTO's not even connected, is it? I guess it's connected. Oh yeah, we have two PTO shafts on this tractor. One small, one big. Well, fingers crossed this works. If not, then I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't think I can afford even one of the smallest balers with the $945. But we'll see. I guess it's hooked up the best it can because the lights are working. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. Let's unfold this. Drop down. Fire it up. Don't have access. Okay, we are picking it up. This is one of the biggest swaths that we have. And we are just pumping the bales out. Pumping them out. So, when I was down picking up the baler, I was talking to the dealership. They are helping us out big time. Like, big time. They're sending a tractor with an auto stacker and a bale grab. He should be up here shortly. That's going to be really good. That's going to be really cool. Then we got to figure out how I guess we'll have to go back and get our trailer. I'm not sure how many stacks would be able to even fit on our little trailer. But we just dropped a bunch of bales. Like, look, that's a lot of bales. Now, to be fair, that is the biggest swath that we have. But that's a lot of bales to be picking up by hand. So, it's really good that the dealership is being super nice and letting us use that. See, this is one of the smaller swaths that we actually have, and it's taking a lot longer to fill up. But that's a lot of bales. That's a lot of bales. Doesn't tell me how many bales have been produced because they are the baby bales, but we're popping them out still pretty quick. That's a lot of bales to be picking up by hand. This isn't a big field. Now, to be fair, our field that we own is a lot smaller, so if we do have to do this by hand on our own fields, so be it. But yeah, it's not a small job. It's really not a small job. This is one of the bigger swaths again. We're pumping them out pretty quick again. So the tractor should be here in a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what his ETA is, but this thing's got a pretty big pickup. We should be alright with getting most of this done. And I'm pretty sure they're sending up a John Deere, but I don't really know. Of course, they are now an authorized John Deere dealer, so they're always going to be pushing to sell new tractors. It's definitely way out of our reach to buy a new tractor right now, and yeah. But we won't tell them that. We'll just let them believe, oh yeah, we're always in a market for a new tractor, and there it is. It's just right there. But once we come up this windrow right here, we'll take a little look at what they sent up. I think our tractor's struggling a little bit with this baler, especially since the PTO is a magical PTO. But yeah, it's not doing too bad. I do like the idea of the bale stacker. The only problem is we'd have absolutely nothing to pick that up with. As far as I know, those stacks can get pretty heavy. I'm hoping that tractor has actually got enough weight to pick it up without a rear weight. I think it does have rear tire weights, but yeah. So far, so good. Let's just pull our tractor up here and turn it off for a second. So this is what the dealer sent to us. It's definitely a lot bigger and a lot newer than what we have. Looks pretty cool. Let's try it out, shall we? Let's fire it up. I'm not sure exactly how we use this thing. It's definitely a lot bigger than what I'm used to. We'll drop this down so we don't have to worry about hitting trees and stuff with it. Unfold, lower, turn on. Okay, there we go. We've got that working. I guess we just drive up to the bale. Okay, we're gonna have to be going pretty slow, especially on this row. But that's working. It's definitely working. We're gonna have to go slower than that. 4 kilometers an hour, maybe. Four kilometers an hour works all right, I guess. Not bad. Five kilometers. That's pretty cool. This thing is pretty neat. It'd be definitely a long time before our farm can afford a setup like this. If we ever could. I think this would be like an end goal right here, is buy something like this. I'm not sure if we would still be doing baby bales, but it definitely looks to be alright. I think that's the last bale there. And it gets unloaded. It's kicked out, dropped on the ground. Very nice. That's 8,400 liters. Well, 14 little baby bales all stacked together with some twine around it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, we still got a lot of baling left to do. And a lot of stacking left to do. We've only done 3 passes? 4 passes. 4 passes so far. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, I'm gonna carry on with the baling and collecting and probably see you once everything is done. It's gonna take a little while to get everything all accomplished here, but it'll definitely be worth it. And I think that is every bale collected. I did just want to make sure that we could unload a stack that is not full. That's why I made a stack of just 2 bales, because I'd much rather lose 2 bales than 7 bales. So we can unload this. It'll change it into a full stack to kick it out. But there is technically only 7 bales in there. Not bad. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. 6.5 bales, which that is 4,200 liters apparently, and that is 8,400. So in total we have 54,600 liters of hay. That's pretty good. So this tractor will stay here for right now, and we will have to go drop this baler off and get a trailer to see if we can stack up some bales. I'm hoping we can get at least 2 on per trailer load. My fingers are crossed on that. And I also know my 30-minute per episode is shot to heck for this episode. So I do apologize for the length. It just, whenever you start doing something like this, we had the problem at the beginning, and it just takes time, and then we had the problem with the windrower, and yeah, just takes time. That's everything regarding Farming Simulator. It just takes time. So I'll see you once we get our trailer back to the field. Back up to the field. We brought our pickup, and we've got our trailer. So hopefully we will be able to fit a couple of bales on the trailer, and maybe even one in the bed of the pickup. We do have to take these down to pretty much the store. So it is going to be a bit of a trek, so I'm hoping to do it in maybe 2 runs. Maybe. I'm also hoping that this tractor will actually pick these things up. Oh boy, let's try on one of the full bales first. Because if it'll pick up a full bale, then maybe it'll pick up 2 full bales. Let's see if we can get that a little bit more lined up down the center. Kind of like that. Okay, so we've got 1. Let's see if we can get 2. I'm pushing my luck here. I know I am. But I am hoping we can get 2. Call me crazy. But if we can get 1, we might just be able to get 2. That's 16,800 liters of hay that we have picked up right now. That's really good. I am really surprised that this tractor was able to pick that up. Very surprised. So here are the first 2. Now, I'm not sure how wide this trailer is going to be if we could stack these on widthwise. It looks like we would be able to stack them widthwise, which means we'll probably be able to fit 3 across, maybe even 4. Yeah, I'm thinking we would probably be able to get 4, you know? Hopefully that's not too heavy on the pickup truck. I mean, we're going to put another 2 on the back half of this axle, so hopefully we might actually be able to get this all done in one trip, you know? That's pretty neat, pretty nifty if we could. I would not complain if we can get this done in one trip. I really do enjoy these bale grabs, but the problem is you're pretty much limited to these types of bales with them. And on the large scale farms, doing baby bales like this just isn't time or cost effective normally. But on a farm our size, I think we found our sweet spot. If we could get a front loader tractor, even if we gotta put a weight on the back, I don't care, it's a weight, and get a grab like this, I mean, maybe the dealership would give us a decent deal on this grab, considering it's used at some point. That fits perfectly. Man, look at that! 36,000 liters, or 33,600 liters on that trailer already. The pickup truck's squatting a little bit, but let's try to get another 2 on the top. And then maybe let's try to fit that 1 single bale into the bed of the pickup truck. Because if we can do that, then we know we can just have to stack 2 onto the trailer. And this one's lighter, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it with the tip. Grab it like that. And hopefully we will be able to fit this into the bed of the pickup. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure if it'll fit. It's looking all right. Ooh, that's going to be tight. We might have to leave the tailgate down. Try not to scratch our paint. Yeah, we're going to have to leave the tailgate down. And I don't think that will impede on our movement of the trailer. Kind of sitting on the wheel wells, and we could shove it forward a little bit more, actually. Maybe we'll be able to put the tailgate up after all. Let's try that. Let's see if the tailgate will go up. It looks like it should, you know? Yeah, it does. Look at that. Oh man, this is like the perfect setup. What's this? 6155M? This is a nice tractor, you know? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But for now, it's awesome that the dealership is letting us use it. It's a really nice tractor. It's a good size. It's got a lot of weight over the rear end. And I think we're going to be doing a lot of hay, to be honest with you. Like, if we want to get into the horses, cows, and sheep, that's all hay. It's all hay. We're going to be able to get this all done in one load. One load, I tell you, one load. Try to get that centered over that axle. Just like that. Back it up just a little bit. I think that's it, you know? I think that's it. All right. Well, 54,600 liters of hay. Pickup truck's doing all right with it. I don't know if I would want to put that amount of hay on the back of our tractor. The front end might come up off the ground, but I think we're also going to leave our hazards on. Maybe stick to around 50 kilometers an hour, 55. But this is the fruits of all our labor. I mean, it's not all ours. Probably none of it's ours, actually. I don't even know what we would do with it. We'd probably just sell it. If any of it is ours, that's just what we're going to do. We're going to sell it. We don't have the room to store it right now. We don't have any animals for it. We can't afford any animal pens. Yeah. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Definitely can't complain. And we got to take this down to Johnson's Farmers Market. We're not out of the woods yet. Because if you look up at the top where it says active contracts, it's still reading 20%. And we've got bales. Now, I'm not sure if that's because we weren't using the proper windrower or baler that the contract came with. I really hope this sell point takes these kind of bales. I mean, they should. All you can see in the mirrors is hay. That's a nice feeling. I hope to one day be able to get this much hay. To be honest with you guys, I've been thinking about contacting a couple of my neighbors and seeing if they're going to let me cut their grass for hay. I might even go as far as, can I plow up your yard and plant hay or grass? Because realistically, to be able to do the precision farming thing, I would have to plow it up and be able to take advantage of precision farming. But we shall see. That's not a today thing. That'll be a future endeavor. Who knows? We might have to do our first type of hay in a forage wagon. I'm not sure how much the balers cost or the forage wagons cost. I really don't know. So I think we're just on the other side of the train tracks is where we gotta take these two. Let's slow down for the train tracks. So it is a double crossing here. Yeah. Alright, and turn left into here. This is the moment of truth. I'm gonna pull my pickup across this and see what happens first. Anything? Hello? Hello? Does this need to be like over here? Could open the bale? Oh no. Oh no, like I said, we're not out of the woods yet. So we gotta take it to the Johnson's Farmers Market. Take bales to Johnson's Farmers Market. So if we go to here, Johnson's Farmers Market, that's where we're at. For hay. Johnson's Farmers Market. Egg place, that's where we're at. Hay here is selling at $104 per 1,000 liters, which isn't bad. But we're here. Why is this not selling? Please don't tell me it has to be round bales. What's going on? What's going on? Why are you like this? Okay, let's go here. Let's do round hay. $4,500 liters. Let's just see if this sells, and I will remove the money. We're sitting at 951. $951. Not looking like that's going to sell. Oh, the trigger's over here. Oh, for. Okay, that makes more sense. So the trigger's not actually on the grate. Huh. That makes sense. Okay, so whatever is left, I have to remove the price for 4,500 liters. Okay, but it's not coming off the back of the trailer. Okay. Okay. Okay, so each one of these is 8,400 liters. So 888. Let's just remove half of that for one of them. So let's just call it $450 profit that we got from that added bale. Let's remove that. So 450, remove money. 450. Boom. So we've got that out. We definitely did pretty good on this contract. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it didn't take very much. It really didn't take very much. Considering we had $900, $951, and now we've got 4,611. That's pretty good. Plus, we get to clear the contract, which is $7,673. We will collect that, and then we'll pay the dealership $1,000. for letting us use that, considering there's an issue with the windrower and the fact that they did not have enough space for the contract itself. And the contract itself was going to be $700 to use their equipment. We'll pay them $1,000 because they let us use the tractor and all their equipment, even though the contract would have only been, but instead of having to use those god-awful round bale grabs on the tractor, we were able to use an awesome bale fork. So, to finish off the day on doing a contract, we now have $11,285. We own a mower, a sickle bar mower, but a mower nonetheless. And a rake. It's a small rake, but once again, a rake nonetheless. Today's been a really good day. We now own 2 new pieces of equipment. We've got $11,285 in the bank. Our chickens are full of food. They're producing. Our greenhouse is making us money as well. We're doing good. We're doing good. We are coming into October. I think we can plant grass. It is 10 o'clock. We've got rain coming later on in the day. There's a reason why I was playing at point time, or like 05, because I would like to get another episode out of this in-game day. And in that episode, I think we are going to plant some grass and probably take some soil samples and see what else we can get up to. Maybe cut down some trees. I'm not 100% sure. We could buy some equipment, maybe even a pen of some sort, an animal pen. I am planning on recording the next episode right after this one, so hopefully when you see this one, you're gonna like the direction I go. Because as it sits right now, I don't even know the direction that I'm going in. But with that said, guys, if you like the video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you like me and you like what I do here, hit that subscribe button. You might as well ring that bell down there because my upload schedule is all over the place. So at least you'll get notified whenever I do actually upload. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles!